up on the scale, Arman Tsarukyan, official weight 156. And his opponent, the former lightweight champion of the world.
155 for Mauricio Ruffy.
The tension was already building before Arman Tsarukyan and Mauricio Ruffy even stepped onto the stage. But the moment these two lightweight contenders finally came face to face, the atmosphere completely changed.
You get the fight with Mauricio Ruffy. Was that initially the name you expected?
No, I was supposed to fight with Charles Oliveira. So we were in the camp and they just text me early morning. We have updates, and then they give me one name and then second name. So they said Ruffy. I said no problem. So I'm already getting ready for the date, and whatever is gonna be against me, I'll fight him. So just.
At the UFC 331 press conference in Los Angeles, Tsarukyan and Ruffy were supposed to simply stand across from each other, pose for the cameras, and walk away.
That's a dangerous fight. Arman Tsarukyan told me in Abu Dhabi in Oliveira. Yesterday we got that he's fighting against Mauricio, who has to everybody and everything under any type of fighting situation. We would have loved to see him and Oliveira have a rematch. The first fight was tremendous. Unfortunately, Charles's teammate passed away, and that's why we're not getting that fight.
But neither fighter looked interested in making this an ordinary face-off. This is a fight carrying serious consequences in the UFC lightweight division, with Tsarukyan trying to re-establish himself among the division's elite, and Ruffy looking to prove that he belongs at the very top.
I think Arman's going to beat Ruffy, unless he just decides to go crazy and just strike with him. He should beat him.
I guess they announced Merab Yan 3 as well, which was that a bit of a surprise?
I don't know. It's like, what do you do with Merab? And then Sugar Sean gets the winner of that because they love Sugar Sean.
Did they say that?
I don't know. That's like what I think they would do.
That only makes sense. That has to be.
The UFC has officially placed them in the co-main event of UFC 331 on September 19th at Crypto.com Arena. And this matchup has already become one of the most anticipated fights on the card.
Mauricio Ruffy is a very dangerous guy. We saw him at the White House. He absolutely smoked Michael Chandler. And that was one-way traffic all day long. Against Rafael Fiziev at the start of the year. The man's been busy. This is the third fight of the year, by the way. Against Fiziev, second round, knocked him out. I think it was a straight right hand, right? Beautiful shot, took him out. But before that, it was Paris. Benoit Saint-Denis. And Benoit Saint-Denis absolutely ragdolled him before getting a submission due to face crank in the second round, right? And if Benoit Saint-Denis can ragdoll Mauricio Ruffy all around the place, then you better bet your bottom dollar that Arman Tsarukyan can. Now, it's been a bit of a bumpy ride for Arman Tsarukyan. We know back in the day, he punched a fan on the way to the octagon. That didn't go down too well. Then he gets a title shot, and he pulls out at the last minute, and Moicano steps in.
When Arman Tsarukyan walked toward the stage, the confidence was obvious. This is a fighter who has spent years competing against some of the best lightweights in the world, and he carries himself like someone who believes he is destined to become champion. Tsarukyan has already been ranked among the division's elite, and after returning to UFC action with a victory over Dan Hooker, he now has another opportunity to make a statement. But standing directly across from him was Mauricio Ruffy, a dangerous Brazilian contender who has been rapidly building momentum. Ruffy isn't entering this matchup simply hoping to survive against a former title challenger. He has openly talked about making a statement against Tsarukyan and believes a victory could put him directly into the championship conversation.
Hey, go get him. Go get the knockout. There you go. Fight of the night. Here we go. Good.
As soon as the two fighters stood inches apart, you could see that neither man wanted to give the other even the slightest psychological advantage. Tsarukyan kept his eyes locked directly on Ruffy, refusing to look away, while Ruffy stood tall and appeared completely comfortable with the confrontation. There was no friendly smile, no handshake, and no attempt to make the moment feel casual. This was two fighters communicating without saying a word. The message from both sides was simple. On September 19th, there will be nowhere to hide. Ruffy knows he is facing one of the most complete wrestlers and grapplers in the lightweight division, while Tsarukyan knows he is standing across from one of the most dangerous emerging strikers in the UFC. And then things became even more intense. Tsarukyan began moving forward during the face-off.
Good. Clean squat. Press. As far as you can. Explode. Go. Ah, good. Come on, finish. Finish. One more. Yes, good.
Creating a moment where UFC President Dana White immediately recognized that the situation could escalate. White stepped between the two fighters and separated them before anything serious could happen. Reports from the event described the atmosphere as tense, with White intervening specifically to prevent the face-off from turning into an actual confrontation. This wasn't the first time Tsarukyan had been involved in a heated pre-fight moment, which helps explain why White wasn't willing to let the situation develop further. But what made this face-off so interesting wasn't simply the fact that Dana White had to step in. It was the body language from both fighters. Ruffy didn't look intimidated. He didn't step backward or break eye contact. Instead, he appeared almost amused by the intensity, as if he wanted Tsarukyan to know that the psychological pressure wasn't going to work on him. Tsarukyan, meanwhile, looked completely focused. There was no hesitation in his expression. This was the face of a fighter who believes that all the talk is about to end, and that the cage is where he will prove everything. For Tsarukyan, this fight is about much more than beating another opponent. His career has reached a critical stage. He has already been close to a UFC lightweight title opportunity, but setbacks and inactivity have complicated his path back to the championship. He was previously scheduled for a title fight against Islam Makhachev at UFC 311, but withdrew because of a back injury. And since then, his road back to the top has been anything but simple. Now he has chosen to stay active rather than wait around for the...
I can knock out and I can wrestle and I can choke, but he has only one weapon, knockouts. I mean, he can think whatever he wants. He's gonna do his job, I'm gonna do my job, but I can knock out and I can wrestle and I can choke, but he has only one weapon, knockdown. So I have more weapons. I can wrestle and I can choke him and I can knock him out. So
perfect opportunity, and Mauricio Ruffy represents a major test. Tsarukyan himself has acknowledged that Ruffy could actually be a harder fight than the originally expected matchup with Charles Oliveira. That statement alone tells you how seriously Tsarukyan is taking this opponent. Ruffy is not just another name on the schedule. His style presents a...
I can knock out and I can wrestle and I can choke, but he has only one weapon, knockdown. So I have more weapons. I can wrestle and I can choke him and I can knock him out. So
what is your response to Arman Tsarukyan?
Hey guys, I'm very happy to be here. I just want to say one thing.
Completely different set of problems. Ruffy has developed a reputation for explosive striking, dangerous kicks, creative attacks, and the kind of confidence that can make a fighter extremely difficult to predict. His rise has been fast, and his recent performances have convinced many people that he may be ready for the biggest challenge of his career.